Bro, mozzarella prices exploded by 60% wholesale. I sat with Joey at Two Bros on St. Mark's, and he dropped the invoices on the counter like evidence in a courtroom. A 50-pound bag of Grande was a $110 in 2019. Now it's $220s on a normal day. No drama, just math.
That tracks. Every small shop owner I talk to says the same thing. They're not guessing, they're reading numbers off delivery slips. And every delivery slip has a bigger number than the week before.
Exactly. And it's not only cheese. San Marzano tomatoes jumped from $28 to $55 a case. Diesel doubled. Gas bills jumped 40%. Joey pays his pie guy $18 an hour to stop him from walking across the street and grabbing a Chipotle job.
That wage pressure hits everyone. When fast casual chains offer steady hours and benefits, the small shops have to match it. They don't get bulk discounts. They don't get corporate support. They pay cash, and they pay more every month.
Which is why the $1 slice died. Nobody can fight numbers like that.
Before 2020, a normal slice sat around $2.75 to $3. The dollar slice spots were already sprinting full speed. They relied on insane volume and rock-bottom costs that simply don't exist anymore.
And the funniest part? People act shocked. Like the world didn't change from the tomatoes to the rent.
Walk through Midtown and look at any storefront. Power bills up, insurance up, boxes up, workers' comp up, everything up. Slices follow the line.
That's why that viral Midtown sign blew up, the giant $1 pizza with the tiny asterisk leading to $4.75 after everything else. People laughed, but they also nodded, because they pay the new prices every day. They feel the squeeze long before they understand the cause. I walked by Percy's on Bleecker. Used to be $1.50 in 2018. Now it's $3.75 cash or $4.25 card. I asked the guy behind the counter what changed, and he said, "Brother, the cheese man doesn't take smiles."
That line is perfect. It sums up the whole situation. Same oven temp, same recipe, but the economy rebuilt itself around them, and now that same slice costs double.
And the supply chain never reset, not once. When the Suez got blocked in 2021, freight rates shot up 10 overnight. That shock still echoes in tomato paste prices.
Not to mention the egg situation. When avian flu hit, enriched dough conditioners spiked. That changed bakery costs, pizza dough costs, everything with flour or eggs in it.
Plus trucking rules. Drivers get fewer hours now. Fewer hours means fewer pallets. Fewer pallets means higher cost per delivery. It all stacks.
Nobody is padding profits. They're just paying the new reality. Half of these shops end their months praying the fridge doesn't break.
Food away from home is up 31% since 2019. Limited service spots like slice joints are closer to 40%. That gap is chain buying power versus a single storefront with no leverage. Chains lock in contracts for months. They know their cheese price a year ahead. A mom and pop opens their inbox every Monday and braces for a new number.
And that's why over independent slice spots closed in NYC since 2020. The city lost an entire layer of its food identity.
People forget how fragile those spots are. They look permanent because the neon signs never turned off. Then one day, the gate comes down and never goes up again.
The asterisk pricing is desperation. They keep the bigs without it, nobody walks in. Inside, the real price lives in fine print. It's not deceit, it's survival. Customers complain, but they still buy because the halal cart next door charges $9 now too. Every option climbed. Nobody escaped the ladder.
Real greed would be charging $6 for a slice that cost $3.25 in 2019 while your costs barely moved. That isn't happening here.
The receipts tell the truth. Rising ingredients, rising utilities, rising labor, rising rent. No mystery, no trick.
This entire city runs on survival math now. The slice just happens to show it first, which makes me think about Joey's cash drawer. He told me he's been converting his daily cash surplus into silver eagles. Says it's the only thing that's kept its value while everything else inflates away.
He's not wrong. While the dollar lost 18% of its purchasing power since 2020, gold is up 40% and silver 35%. That's not speculation, that's preservation.
Exactly. When your cheese costs double, but your currency buys half, you start looking for something that can't be printed. Joey calls it the cheese to gold ratio, his own personal inflation hedge.
It's the same story everywhere. The baker on Ninth Avenue buys gold sovereigns with his weekend cash. The deli owner in Queens stacks silver bars in his safe. They're not investors, they're survivors.
Because paper money decays. You can see it in every invoice, every utility bill, every payroll. But physical gold, that slice of metal you hold in your hand, buys the same amount of flour today as it did in 2019.
Joey showed me his ledger. For every $500 in extra costs he absorbs each month, he puts $100 into silver. Says it's his small business pension plan, since the government sure isn't providing one.
It's brilliant in its simplicity. While politicians debate inflation numbers, small business owners are building their own life rafts with precious metals. No banks, no paperwork, no counterparty risk.
And they're not alone. Central banks have been net buyers of gold for 14 consecutive quarters. When the money printers are stacking gold, maybe the pizza guy stacking silver isn't so crazy after all.
That's the real math they don't teach you in business school. How to convert decaying currency into something permanent. How to save when saving dollars is literally a losing game.
So next time someone complains about a $4 slice, tell them the real story. It's not greed, it's adaptation. And the smart ones aren't just raising prices, they're converting those extra dollars into something that can't be inflated away.
The pizza shop becomes the classroom, the cash register becomes the teacher, and the lesson is simple: protect what you earn, because nobody else will.
My uncle in Jersey, he runs a diner, started buying gold coins back in 2008. Everyone called him paranoid. Now, that gold bought him a new roof when insurance wouldn't cover storm damage. Said it was the only savings that didn't melt in the heat of crisis.
That's the key distinction. Gold and silver aren't investments that grow, they're preserves that maintain. In a world where everything from cheese to copper pipes is repricing, holding the one thing that maintains its purchasing power isn't just smart, it's essential.
Joey told me he keeps a single 1-ounce gold eagle in his register. Not to sell, just as a reminder that while the number on a dollar bill is fixed, its value is not. The gold's value is what it is. It's the unit of account that doesn't lie.
It's the ultimate defense against the asterisk. There's no fine print on a gold coin, no after everything else clause. What you see is what you get today, tomorrow, and in 10 years. It's the anti-inflation.
And it's a history lesson in your pocket. Every failed paper currency eventually rediscovered gold. The Roman denarius was debased with copper. The Continental was printed into oblivion. The Weimar mark became wallpaper. The cycle always repeats because the temptation to print is too great.
So when a pizza guy in New York starts stacking silver, he's not just saving for a new oven. He's opting out of a system designed to slowly tax his labor and savings through devaluation. He's voting with his cash drawer.
And he's in good company. The smart money, the family offices, the old money, they've always held physical metal. It's the one asset that isn't someone else's liability. It's the only form of financial insurance that can't be defaulted on.
Precisely. When you hold a silver bar, you hold wealth. When you hold a dollar, you hold a promise. In stable times, the difference seems academic. In times like these, the difference is the margin between survival and failure.
The next time you pay $4 for a slice, just remember that extra dollar isn't just covering cheese. For the smart shop owner, it's getting converted into something real, something solid, something that will still buy a bag of flour long after today's dollar has joined the dinosaurs.
The pizza shop is the front line of the real economy. And the move from the cash register to the gold coin is the most rational trade happening on Main Street today. It's not about getting rich, it's about not getting poor.
And that might be the most important financial lesson of all. In an age of inflation, preservation is the new growth. Holding your ground is winning.